started.
Alan to you. Okay, he plays e4. Let's play e5, c5, d5. Let's play Alekhine's defense, knight f6. I haven't played that in a long time. I don't play this much, but I wanted to try something different. And that's the main line. I think just pawn here, and he can play c4, go into the 4 pawns attack. Now, should I trade? I don't actually know this opening all that well. Should I develop the bishop before playing e6? Okay, so if I go bishop f4, is there a tactical drawback? That's the question. Is there? There's no check here until he chases my knight away. So the bishop is not too loose. The queen can come to the queen can come to h5. The bishop can drop back to g6. The queen can go to f3. Again, bishop g6. So my idea is to play e6 there. So have a square for this diagonal rather for this bishop. And now I'll bring the other knight out, maybe to. I can always play a check. The question is, after knight to c6 here, is one of these knights getting trapped? You know, I've got a lot of piece development, and he hasn't done a whole lot for his king, which is still in the center. So I'm thinking a quick development of the bishop, maybe here, to guard the g5 square, and then I can just castle and look to undermine the center somehow. I would have to move this knight out of the way. Okay, so let's castle first. Maybe knight to b5 here. Okay, I was just looking around. My opponent is moving very quickly, and that kind of is disturbing in some way. Okay, so I can play knight to c2, hitting the rook. I can play knight to d3, or bishop to d3, or bishop to c2. How about knight to d3? It hits the bishop on b2. That bishop just moves. Now, I can play c5 here. Pawn takes, bishop takes, or knight takes. If something happens to unveil an attack on the knight, I have knight to f4. I also have knight back to b4. Okay, so he goes with the bishop. Need to take that. Okay, well, at least he's slowed down to think. That's a good sign. So now I was thinking I should just take on take on d4 to open up this diagonal towards his king. And then, you know, if he wants to take my knight and double my pawns, I'm going to accept that. And I just want to get my rook onto the d file and maybe get some pressure here. There. So he's moved his knight. He does have knight to this square. Let's protect the queen so that my bishop is not pinned. Now, should I play the bishop back? Knight takes, queen takes is not a problem. Or should I play? I think I will continue with b5. Just, you know, these pawns on the queen side are weak on mine, and so need to mess them up a bit and create some weaknesses amongst my opponent's pawns. So this trade should be all right for me. I did overlook one thing. So he can defend the C pawn, B pawn now. He can defend the B pawn with the move A4 if I attack it. However, if I attack it with this guy, and he plays A4, then I can take on B3. So I think I can win one of these pawns. I can threaten mate. I think I'll grab the pawn first. Just check here, bishop here, and then how does he increase the pressure? The knight coming in. I can kick it with a pawn move. Well, let's see. If I retreat the rook and he brings his rook down, if I retreat the rook, then he can shore up here. Let's, instead of all of that, let's just play this move. So if he checks me, then I can just move my king to a safe square. And so once again, if he plays A4, I take B3. If he attacks the B pawn, I take his B pawn. He could have tried C7, attacking with a double attack. Well, yeah, double attack, attacking the bishop and attacking the pawn. That probably would have been better. So now we stand, I got my pawn back. And so it's a bishop versus a knight. And his pawns are maybe looking a little more scattered than mine at this point. Bishop here attacks the rook, does nothing. Bishop here is a check. And yeah, but if he had played rook c7, I wouldn't have had the check. So it's interesting. How can I? Maybe I'll go after. Doubling on the e-file. I was thinking of doubling sideways, but this pawn is well defended. The e-pawn is well defended by his rook. So check here, gets off one pair of rooks, and we'll get a simpler situation.
Check.
And now I can attack the a-pawn. Wonder if there's a way to dislodge that knight. I'd like to get something going with my bishop. I'd like to get something going on this diagonal too, but his knight and this pawn seem to have clogged that diagonal up pretty well. So I'm playing this move. It gives my bishop a square on c5, which is defended, and he could chase it away with a move like b4 would chase it away. Okay, so he's going for my c pawn. But, well, the good thing about that is that, is there any good thing about that? I'm losing that. Oh, no, I can defend this way, I guess, for the moment. Then I can kick his knight.
Check.
Oh, that's clever. All these clever tricks. Yep, taking advantage of the pin. So it looks like he's going to round up another pawn here. Let's go after the a pawn. Yeah, I can't go behind the e pawn because he'll push it with a check and gain a tempo. Very annoying. So I have to take the long route around, king to f8 to e7, etc., etc. he should win with the 2 pawns on the outside there. But we will play it out just to see how it goes. So if he pushes the B pawn, I can take the A pawn, and if he pushes the A pawn, I can take it. So I just simplified things a little bit on the king side.
Check.
Okay, so check here.
Check.
Let's get behind this pawn. Let's see. So he's abandoned. That's defended. If I push my H pawn, he'll take the G pawn, I suppose. Well, let's see if I can come over here and cause trouble with the rook. So now he has to defend with the rook. Let's play. Let's play h4 first, so I don't just lose the h pawn for nothing. Now let's go after this guy. Go after the rook. He goes there. So now takes. There's no way to stop him from queening. Okay, I'm going to resign at this point and do a post-mortem as usual. See you guys later.
Black resigns.